Alan Godfrey, a police officer from Todden, West Yorkshire, UK, witnessed an unusual and potentially connected incident. Although his abduction while on patrol is the central story, there are underlying reasons that seem to be connected. Godfrey didn't choose to be abducted, but discovering his predicament in the press and its connection to a previous unusual case cost him dearly. A mysterious death preceded the abduction. Several months before the encounter with the unidentified object, Godfrey encountered a mysterious incident. On the afternoon of June 11, 1980, 3:45 p.m., a young man, later identified as Desmond Adamski, was found. He had been missing for 5 days and was found in a village 30 kilometers from the location where he had been seen. He contacted Godfrey, who had been mistakenly identified as Adamski. The cause of death was not determined, and an autopsy was performed. It was unclear how the body came to be there, as it appeared the body might have been discovered from above. The situation became even more perplexing when the coroner examined the body. It appeared he had died at the outset, suffering a heart attack 8 hours earlier, possibly due to extreme fear. His body showed strange marks, and a foreign substance was found on a portion of his body. Investigators concluded he had died before being placed where he was found. Analysis also revealed that the substance found in his remains was not found on Earth. However, all these events were compounded by the fact that the UK was experiencing a wave of pet thefts. Several months after the Adamski case, Alan Godfrey would have a similar experience. Early on the morning of November 28, 1980, he was on duty when a herd of cows disappeared. Local residents had reported their cattle missing, seemingly without a trace. This incident was not an isolated occurrence, as the herd vanished and reappeared several times. That morning, while on patrol in his police car, he saw a bright light on the road ahead. When he approached to within about 15 meters, he stopped and could see something silently approaching about 1.5 meters from the ground. The lower part of the seat was fixed counterclockwise, while the front of it featured a row of fixed windows. A 4-meter by 6-meter electronic component was installed. The object appeared slim, but made no noise or generate any heat. Godfrey tried to contact police headquarters via radio, but received no response. He remained in the car, holding his notebook and sketching the screen. He listened to music playing around him and felt an itch on his foot, as if his shoe had split open. That same night, he returned to the nearby yard with 3 officers to survey the scene. They entered a fenced enclosure, and after opening the gate, they found a herd of cows. How had the herd entered the enclosure if it was fenced? Furthermore, there were no tracks in the ground. The mystery remained unsolved. On the night of the incident, Godfrey shared his story with the police and discovered that several other participants had reported seeing an unusual light in a nearby area that same night. A year later, a passenger pointed out that Alan Godfrey was the same person involved in the Adamski case and the mysterious body case, and his story was later published in his book, suggesting he was the victim of a third abduction. All of this contributed to Godfrey's different life. He didn't take up the argument at work and saw that he did everything he could to resign. A year later, Alan agreed to hypnosis to remember what happened. During the hypnotic process, it was revealed that Godfrey got out of the vehicle, was released by the bright light from the car, and in a panic returned to the car and fell unconscious. Someone took him to a place, and upon waking, he found himself in a room with another person who had a beard, was dressed in white, was about 2 meters tall, and there were other small beings. He did not reveal how the hypnosis ended, nor did he know how it happened. 2020, strangely, 3 days before the kidnapping incident, Alan Godfrey was filmed being beaten by 3 of the suspects while trying to influence them. One of his testicles was severed, and as a result, he became sterile and unable to have sexual relations with his wife. A few months later, while he and his wife were alone, a strange noise filled the room. She woke up, but Alan seemed to be fast asleep. The next morning, he appeared to be cured. The following evening, they were able to have sex, and a few days later, she was pregnant. He also said that the healing was miraculous. The couple remained convinced that the animal was responsible for all of this.